Hey, I'm on my computer here, my buggy Windows operating system, to show you this wonderful new project I have going on, which are all recordings of the high-pitched noise that has followed me from Lexington, Massachusetts, all the way out to Arizona. These are recordings from the past week and a half, 2 weeks. The last video that's on this channel goes over this in a little bit more in depth, so I won't get too much into it here besides the point of showing evidence and that it is in fact occurring in my apartment still. This noise is coming and going, seemingly at odd times, depending on what I say online, content I see or post, various different events that happen around me, as if it were being remote controlled. The past week, 2 weeks, it's been coming on specifically around 1 in the morning, going till 8 or 9 in the morning, which has been making my sleep difficult. And it just hovers in the background. It's not an appliance. It could be in an appliance, but you can unplug all the electrical outlets and turn them off, and the noise will still go on. So whatever is generating the noise, whether it be something in a fan here or something in one of the air conditioning vents or all the vents, there is a very difficult way, or it is very difficult seemingly to find where it is actually coming from. So one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I have to show it to my property manager in order to try to track down what's actually going on, see if we need to put in work orders or how to actually fix it. Because right now it is making it difficult for me to sleep. It is popping my ears. It is making it difficult for me to work. It's making it difficult to record things because it pops up in the back of recordings. It's a little easier in this apartment than it was back in my old place, just because it doesn't seem as localized. Like, it seems like it's coming from a few different spots, but I can kind of get around it and not deal with it all the time. Back in Lexington, it was coming out of the radiator system, which covered the entire house, and because it is in New England, it was necessary for winter and all this stuff, and it was very pressurized, and it was a lot more painful to my ears. Here I can kind of get away from it and block it out a little easier. But these are all different recordings from different days, April 10th through April 29th, and I'm just going to play some of them right now. This is me turning the recordings on and off on the right side. All of these are recordings with my field recorder, and they all have a spectrum on them, which shows you the wavelengths of frequencies that are playing, and then they all also have an EQ8 on them, which lets you control what frequencies you are listening to. Yeah, here they are after a certain point. So I will play some of this right now, and I will show you what I basically live in and have been living in and have been being followed around by for the last year and a half, in addition to the video that was posted on YouTube before this one. It's just a little hard to hear these. It's because I was going through the sounds here trying to figure out how to get an accurate recording them. If we go into April 13th. And a couple days later. A lot of recordings on here, April 15th. So you can move this up, and you can hear different high-pitch frequencies coming out of it. You can turn the gain all the way back to 0. You can still hear it. I just have it popped up right now just to make it a little easier for people's ears to pick it out who aren't used to it. But the sounds are around 10,000 to probably around 15,000. Can pull up spectrum here. Around 10,000 right here to about, I'd say about 15,000. I can't really hear too many of the high-pitched sounds past this point. Like 17 to 20K, I can't really hear too much myself. Somebody might be able to, but it seems like it's right around 10,000 to 15,000. And it's basically right at the point to where you would stop hearing something. I'm going to the next day. And it basically just continues like this. It's the same noise. Then we got April 17th. It has the same tone and pattern too. Almost as if it's some sort of looped recording, or it's almost like some really terrible song. So April 18th. I waited about a week because I was busy doing other things. I went to a show. Got caught up doing other things. You know, I don't, believe it or not, I don't want to spend most of my time recording a high-pitched noise that's bothering my ears and then making videos about it, or having to provide evidence to my property manager in order to get something done. It's not like a hobby of mine. I know it may be hard to believe. This is the 26th. I've noticed in the past week specifically, it seems to be hitting some sort of shrill, specialized tone, as if whatever is making it is pushing just a little harder than it normally does. It's April 27th. And then this was April 29th, which was yesterday, I believe. This isn't actually the right time down here either. The time's off for this, but it's Tuesday today. I think it's the 29th today. So this was today. This is just going on right before I made this video. You can't really hear it, but that's me talking in the background. I'm basically just saying where the location is and what I'm recording. And then I have this sample channel down here. I tried to grab a sample with a song or some kind of music, but there's sounds all the way up these bands when you try to do it with music, so it wasn't really working too well. But this is a sample channel, so this is empty. There's nothing playing here. You can tell the difference between this and this. Yeah, and this has basically been my life for like a year and a half. Almost this video exactly. Like me talking and doing something and trying to communicate, and then just a really terrible high-pitched noise going on in the background almost the entire time. It's almost a perfect description of what my life has been like for a little while now. So I'm still out here. This is still my business. It's just still screaming at me. But yeah, I made this video and part of evidence to once again bring to my property manager. So I'm going to start doing that. I have basically everything else situated around here. And I guess this is example of you give what you get. Like I could be making fully produced artwork right now and content that would be inspiring basically a lot of people, that would then be helping other people and making money for a lot of people too. And it's just unfortunate that I'm basically being given to put it bluntly, a pile of garbage to then attempt to pass back out to people with a smile on my face as if it's not garbage. And it's just, I don't think it's worth it to pretend. So I'm not going to, but I will post this up on YouTube. This is a protested YouTube account. I was having issues with Google. I don't necessarily have issues with YouTube, but I do have issues with their parent, as many people do. So I am still just putting up this kind of video here. So here you go.